do you guys have questions, or are you just like sitting in here? What are you doing?
I guess I have a question for Zen Shapiro since he's in the chat.
Okay, 1 second before you ask it. Can chat still hear these guys talk?
Yeah, they're coming through, Andrew.
Okay, good. Okay, hang on real quick.
oh.
Hang on real quick, guys. I got to update the dono. $25 from AIDS McGillicuddy again says flashback. See at the top. Whatever happened to the grandiose, goofy grifter? I don't know. I haven't kept up on it at all. And then $22 from Dean Lem, pushing the dono goal to 80%. Well, we'll see if we can finish her off, but appreciate that very much. I'll go ahead and update those numbers. Go ahead with your questions, guys.
Yeah, I'm here now, Toasted, so you can just ask me directly. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I'm kind of a newbie here. This might sound crazy. Why are your name Zen Shapiro? Are you ethnic? I know you're Christian, but are you ethnically Jewish? What's with the name Zen Shapiro? Just curious. Is it like a meme or?
Oy vey. Why you gotta ask so many questions, bud? No, no. I'm as far as I know, I'm not ethnically Semitic or Jewish in any form like that. I'm pretty much fully Central and Western European. Zen Shapiro is just like a play on. It's like a spoof of Ben Shapiro. And if you look closely at my Discord picture here, it's actually the Overwatch character Zen with Ben Shapiro's face on it, and it's because I used to play this game called Overwatch and played this character called Zen. And then, but I would also debate people on the game, like funny enough, and it kind of just like stuck from there. I've had the name for probably 3 years, but I didn't really break into the online debate sphere until like the past year, like a year and a half ago or so. But yeah, so no, not ethnically Jewish though.
Do you like Ben Shapiro? Because I know many people hate Ben Shapiro. I mean, lately. I like him.
I think a lot of people started off there, like in that like vaguely right wing libertarian phase of Ben Shapiro and Tim Pool and whatnot. But so I used to like him, and I think he helped me propel myself into like, you know, Christian nationalism and like true conservatism, things like that. But I don't like him anymore now because I realized that that's like really flawed reasoning.
Question from Chad: do you love bagels though?
Oy vey, only from a Jewish bakery.
I'm confused about this whole thing. Is why are so many Christians are very triggered when you ask them if they're ethnically Jewish? I mean, maybe it's just on the internet. Like I'm not like I kind of don't get the
we're not gonna tolerate any anti-Semitic rhetoric around here, Toasted. You're gonna need to take that somewhere else.
Hey, Toasted, are you ethnically Jewish?
Yes, I'm ethnically Jewish.
You sound like you're ethnically Jewish.
Yes. What do you mean by that? I mean,
well, it means that you sound like you're going, "Hey, these linens, the linens are too much. They're just, it's too much. These linens, so they just the way that they feel on my skin, they're too much. You don't.
And like, what's with the used razor blade?
Do you hear like toasted? Do you hear the tone? It's like this bizarre tone, right? Well, you know, I just think, you know, that there's a tone. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's also I'm just a very nervous person, so sometimes I like I think that's maybe half of it. I guess. Sure. No, but
Chad is saying it's the nasally tone, and I'm gonna go ahead and agree with him.
No, I don't think it's a nasally tone. There's this. Okay, so you've heard me criticize Destiny clones when they do this tonal thing, and here's the tonal thing they do. They go. And what they almost like they sound like they're your teacher, right? They'll say it like this, and that is exactly why when you take up the and then when you right, they do this weird tonal thing. There's this weird tonal thing that you sound like too, almost like you were making fun of Jews. To be honest with you, that's what it sounds like to me.
So much for leaving this up on YouTube.
I mean, I have a question for more questions for Sen Shapiro. Sorry, I just hope I'm not because I'm really interested. So you're Orthodox Christian. What are you exactly?
Eastern Orthodox. Yeah.
Are you different than a Catholic? Just curiosity.
So Orthodoxy is similar to Catholicism, but we don't have a pope. So we don't have. There's no papal infallibility and papal universality in Orthodoxy. It's just a collection of patriarchates, and but we still appeal to like a church authority. And we just have, it's just different traditions essentially. It's like what essentially we say is like Orthodoxy is what the Church of Jesus Christ started as, and then the Roman Catholics kind of split off, though they used to be a part of it. Like Rome used to be part of the original Catholic Church, and they split off into the Western, Roman Empire, and Orthodoxy went to the East. But yeah, go ahead.
You guys are like the based version of Catholics, because I realize, like, I know Gripers won't admit this is what pisses me off about the Gripers. They'll talk about all other sects of Christianity when they do something that's not based, but lately, like, Catholics have done many unbased stuff. You know what I mean?
Well,
like, about like
the problem with Catholicism is
very true. By the way,
well, if they're one guy fucks up, if the biggest big hat fucks up, then they all have to follow suit. And then they just have to kind of cope with the fact that their leader fucked up, and then that's what the rules are now. Like if the Pope says something that's, just blatantly heretical, then they just have to all be heretics and act like they're not. But if like a top guy in the Orthodox, like if Patriarch Kirill or Archbishop Elpidophoros, which are like top authorities of the church, like if they fuck up, that doesn't mean we all have to follow suit. It doesn't mean that the entire church is now corrupted and heretical just because some of our top guys said something that's heretical. Because it's not. There's no one voice of the church. We're one It's a collective voice, a collective mind of the church. So that's where we really do.
Catholicism, because I mean, it's not as bad as, let's say, like Presbyterian or some Unitarian, sects of churches which are like super woke. They're sort of like, they're not that based on many issues. Maybe the only thing they're very based on is abortion, but other stuff like gay issues, they becoming very left wing on gay issues. They're still against it, but they're getting to the point where they're sort of
what's your religious denomination?
I'm what do they call Messianic Jew, if that makes sense.
Wait,
I grew up.
Are you guys based on LGBTQ issues?
Yeah, I mean personally, I am.
No, that's not what I asked, though.
Is mine? Not really, if I'm being honest.
Not
I don't know.
really.
It's I mean,
so why would you criticize Catholics?
Because I'm not.
Well, hang on. Let me finish. Why would you levy any criticism towards Catholics if the religion of which you belong is less based than them on this issue?
I'm not criticizing them. I'm just bringing the hypocrisy of some people that claim that.
Yeah, but how can you levy hypocrisy at people when you yourself say, me personally am against this, but the church in which I belong supports it? That is a hypocrisy, isn't it?
True.
So how can you reconcile these two things?
Okay, I guess you got me there.
That's it. That's like, I mean, don't you think that means you have to make a change? Maybe.
I am making a change.
What's the change?
Leaving that synagogue, a type of certain synagogue.
A type of certain synagogue? Maybe leaving the synagogue?
No, because there are synagogues that are very based on homosexuality.
Yeah, but wait, you're a Messianic Jew, so do you believe in the Talmud?
Yeah, I don't really want to get into. Maybe for a different time, get into it, but
well,
but we want to get into it right now.
Well, I would just say the funniest thing about the Messianic Judaism is like, okay, if you accept Christ as the Messiah and your Savior, well, is he truly that, or is he boiling in his own excrement? Like, which one is it? Because you can't have both.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really Messianic. I was lying to you guys. I'm rabbinical. I was just trying to, sorry.
Okay, Mystery, kick him. Kick him out right now. You're gone. Wasting our fucking time with your shit. Next person who's got a question or has something that they want to talk about, go ahead.